Give us an update on these details. What does this all mean for WeWork and SoftBank?
Now, Tom, we're just getting some confirmation from WeWork on what we've been reporting for the past several weeks, waiting on this rescuing from SoftBank. So it's a combination of debt, equity, and this tender offer. It's going to amount to as much as almost $10 billion at a valuation at around $8 billion, according to our number crunching, which is a dramatic decline from the $47 billion that this company was valued at in January. Now, this, according to our sources, is a recent decision by the board of directors. As early as last week, we heard that the WeWork board had been leaning towards this $5 billion debt package from JP Morgan since it wouldn't dilute existing shareholders. But what we hear is that there were some disagreements over valuation since JP Morgan had valued the company at only around $5 billion. And against the backdrop of all of this, this is a very sensitive time for SoftBank. They are trying to rescue one of their biggest investments. This isn't the only investment they've made to go south. Uber, which they were also the largest investor in, that company is now trading around much lower than its initial public offering. So we also heard from sources that in a recent call to investors, they said they were sorry to their investors for this deal and that they think that they put too much faith in Adam Neumann. So a lot of difficulties for SoftBank here, but this is a window of opportunity for them to turn things around.
So we're getting confirmation now. This is a redhead. SoftBank to raise its stake in WeWork and to offer $5 billion in new financing. So SoftBank will raise its stake and offer $5 billion in new financing. Your thoughts on that, and also what has happened to Neumann? Has he come out with a poor deal on the back of this?
Right, so what we're learning is that SoftBank, according to this recent statement, is going to own about 80% of the company. Now, Neumann is walking away with as much as $1.2 billion. So that means they are going to buy as much as $1 billion of Adam Neumann's existing shares. This is part of the broader tender offer from SoftBank to buy as much as $3 billion of shares. He's also going to be getting a $500 million credit line from SoftBank and $185 million in consulting fees. So not surprisingly, our reporting shows that there's been a lot of frustration and injustice, a feeling of injustice among employees who say that this is a company that is about to go broke, is running at the end of its cash line, yet Adam Neumann is getting this massive payout. So it doesn't really reflect very well on SoftBank in terms of this massive package that they're giving Neumann for a company that has barely staying afloat.
Well, absolutely, Selina. That's it, isn't it? I mean, it just showed that they were swimming naked, you could argue here, couldn't you? But what about the prospects for WeWork itself, Selina? Obviously, SoftBank does see huge potential here, and they did see huge potential. Where does it leave I suppose, their ambitions with regards to this company?
Well, it seems like this is sort of the start of a new era for SoftBank in terms of a change in management. We learned that Marcelo Claure, the current chief operating officer of SoftBank, will be taking over as chairman of this company. They're also on the search for new leaders of the firm, and they're laying off as much as thousands of employees right now. So it seems like SoftBank is betting that by changing the management, by slimming down the business, we've learned that they're trying to sell off some of the more subsidiary businesses that they've acquired more recently by slimming the focus that they can eventually reach profitability and still maybe salvage an IPO in the near future.